Alright guys, welcome to episode 1 of No Young No Auld podcast with me, your host Johnny, and your host
Craig.
Yes, this is a podcast where we'll be speaking about kind of our age in a sense, because we're in the middle age right now. We're in the age where...
Kind of limbo.
We
don't know if we're young, don't know if we're old, even though our body's telling us we're getting
we're
old.
But we're in the middle age now and we don't know, because as we said, we went out for your stag do.
Well, the home one.
Oh, the home one. The home one. Well, the away one was carnage, but we're not talking about that now.
It's not right.
The home one, we went out and we realised we're too old for dancings.
Aye.
We went to that.
But I still try to think I could still dance and stuff.
You know you could dance. He's still trying to act as if he was 18 and it just didn't work for him.
Still try to go low.
Aye. Because we went into that driftwood and it was... I swear not, they must have been about 15, 6. They even looked about 12 to me.
You thought that?
They thought that, like, because we were looking older. They were looking at us as if to go, there's a couple of creeps out there. Well, Leachy was kind of a bit...
Well, there'd be a few questionable people, but, like, when we seen them, we think they look dead young, but they're probably 20, 21 year old.
Probably 20, but to us...
But that's making me think that we're too old.
We're too old.
They're not too young.
But when we went to the old man's pub, we felt too young in there because it was just quiet and we're sitting going...
You want a wee bit of action, but we don't want it going mental. It's like we went to Manchester. It's like we went maybe we were trying to get in that club. It wasn't a club, it was like a kind of pub.
Pub club.
And the guy was questioning us quite hard and going, why is he being so... Like, then we would get in and go, right, it's like 18 to 21 year olds in here.
Aye.
And then we rocked in going, right, I felt uncomfortable. Even just looking about, I felt like, fuck, I can't look into people's eyes or look towards anybody because I think, they think a creepy old guy's staring at them. So that's kind of telling us that we're too old, but we don't feel it.
We don't feel it. That's the problem. We don't feel young, even though, as you said, you went out dancing and you buggered your knee up, and that was hilarious. You felt good the full night. I was sober, by the way, because I was not in the hospital. I couldn't drink.
When was it? When was the stag do? That was
only
February.
February, aye.
So I've still got a buggered knee for that.
Still got a buggered knee. That shows you he's kind of old.
I need to watch what I'm doing getting in and out of motors.
Aye. So that shows you what it was like. But he was dancing the full night, found it great. Next morning, I got a text from him. I can't move, mate. I can't. That just shows we're in the middle age where we are old, but we're not too old to the point.
I keep looking for inspiration to say that I'm no old. I keep looking at Mark Wahlberg, right? See Mark Wahlberg on Instagram and stuff like that. When he's mid-40s, I'm going, look at these in crack shape. You can still do all this stuff. And I'm going, there's still hope.
But look at us. We're in crack shape.
This is brutal, man. It's like, but I always think that, like, there's people in their 40s. And so I always think, oh, no, that's me in the downward turn now. Like, I don't need to look after my body as much because I'm like, I've done it all. I've got kids. I'm married now. Got the house. I'm going, I don't need to, like, you know what I mean? I'm at the other side. But then I look at people in their 40s and go, no, they're still... There's some people, not everybody. If you look about 40s in Renfrew and Paisley, they're fucking...
they're kind of in the slums.
But it's still possible.
I'll give my brother a shout out. He's doing well for himself. He was a big bastard and he lost all his weight. Sorry for that, was you? He was, but they do get people look after themselves, and then you get the people that just let it go.
So I feel like I've got an excuse to let it go. Because if, like you said, you've got the weddings, you've got... there's like a wee checklist that I feel that in your 30s you need to tick. That I felt growing up going, right, you need to have a house, you need to have weddings, you need to like have a car, blah, 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 they kind of things going. But now that I've got them, I'm going, well, I've got them so I can say this, but how important is it? You know what I mean? Because obviously we've got a Paul Martin who's in a different... he's the opposite of what we're doing.
So Martin will probably be our first guest. He's an actor, stuff like that. So we'll get him on. But compared to us, his life is different. As Craig said, he's just married. I've been married too many years now. Like, I'm at the category now where how long you been together. See, when you're filling in like a housing form, it's like 10 years plus. That's me now. I'm like not even saying like so many years. It's just 10 years plus. I've got 2 kids. The 2 are gentlemen's families with the boy first. Carry on the name, then the girl. Married. So we live in that. Martin is the single life, living himself and partying.
Like this week, he's been at 5 days.
Yeah, so
I don't know how.
We can manage it.
I'm still recovering for the wedding. That was like 3 weeks ago.
So that's the different aspect. So as we were saying about the podcast, this is what this is going to be like. So we're going to talk about No Young No Auld. So when we have guests on, they are going to be roughly the same age, and we're going to have older to ask them how their opinions are of us and advice
And like we were saying before, like us being mid-30s, this kind of generation, what was mid-30s like in the 90s?
Yeah.
Was it still the strict of need to have a house, need to have kids, blah, blah, blah? Is that important? Whereas...
Or was it just raves the next?
In my head going, no, they had it much easier. But then, like,
they might have not.
We don't know. That's why we want to know. I better ask these questions. Can I just ask my uncle fucking whatever? Because he'll just know.
Well, that's it. Well,
get a serious answer.
Yeah, I spoke to Barry about it because I was telling him about the podcast. My brother's a big supporter of me because of everything I've been through. And he was telling me about, like...
Is that gone bald,
he was talking me about his mortgage. And when he first got his, because that was the thing we're talking about mortgage-wise, when he first got his, like the mortgage guy... We had a good mortgage guy. We've got different mortgages, but the same mortgage advisor.
Who, me and you, or you and Barry?
No, me and you. We've got the same mortgage advisor, but he got his different mortgage, different companies. Because Barry's was all, like back then, we're not allowed to do it. We're stuck with one person. Just put your lawyer fees and everything into this, and you've got to pay, like, you've technically got to pay interest. So that's the idea we've got. We'll speak to the older generation and see if they had it easier than us. And then when it gets to, we're going to have the younger generation in as well. And that's when we ask them, what's their opinion of us, in a sense, and how are they looking through life? Like, as Craig mentioned there, we are looking, our checklist where mortgage, kids, married, car, as you said, is that their goals?
Oh, is it their goals? Is it the younger generation?
Yeah, younger generation goals now. Is that what they're thinking? Are they just going, because social media is a big partner in everything you do. As I say, like, I'm on social media, you're on social media, I'm on TikTok, I'm doing my wee challenge thing now, the 30-day food challenge. The kids nowadays, a lot of them want to inspire just to be influencers. But they all want to be that. Like, some of them want to actually work. Because construction, when we were younger, everybody wanted to
get a trade.
Get a trade.
Trade's a big deal.
Get a trade. But the younger generation, I don't feel that's...
No, you don't hear. It's like, I think the generation of your trades, like your plumbers, I think plumbers and electricians will still get it, because that's still a kind of...
When you get all the money.
they get, it's a good wage, it's get paid, it's not as dirty a job, I don't think, anyway. I'm no plumber or electrician, but like your brickies and your ground workers and the kind of manky side of thing, like, is that appealing? No, I mean, like, I wouldn't want to do it. No, if you were going to give me a 50 grand a year job doing fucking groundwork, or 50 grand a year stick at a computer, no, I mean, I would probably verge more sticking behind a computer.
Well, you know that yourself, you know. So the young generation, as you're saying, they get into construction, but look at you yourself, you've admitted it. If you go on holiday, within not working in a few days, your hands are starting to...
Because I've got bad hands, because I work in the motor trade, so I deal with a lot of chemicals and a lot of, like, I use my hands a lot, so when my hands are dead tight all the time, I always get this weird feeling, dead tight feeling. I don't know if it's, probably should go to the doctors, right, but again, that might just be old age creeping in, but like, when I've got a few days off and my hands starting to settle, I can feel them all starting to ache. You know what I mean? I say that to you all the time, going, I don't know how long I can do this for. Whereas, like, I think not me personally, but we're in the last generation of, like, I couldn't sit about. Like, I need to work, I need to do something. You know what I mean? Like, right now, I work for myself, I've got options to sit about. You know what I mean? I could take days off here, then I always thought that when I went to I'd take days off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need to go in every day, but I need to for my sanity. Well, I need to get away for the weddings and the misses, and then I need to do something. I need to keep my mind constantly going. Whereas if I was stuck in an office job doing something, I think I'd go mental. I think I'd be about 25 stone, eating all the time. I'd be drinking all the time. I think I'd have nothing to stimulate myself with.
Well, hi Martin, by the way. That's his kind of job, because all the time.
No 25 stone.
No 25 stone, no. But that's the thing. So the younger generation, I don't think, because there is jobs nowadays that are paying the same as construction. So do they want to go down that route? And I don't think it's a big thing. So that's why we'll have them on and then speak to them. So it'll be interesting to get different views from all different people. That's what we're looking forward. That's what this podcast is about. Getting views and getting advice, in a sense. And then basically us just slagging our missus, in a sense, probably as well. Because
a good slagged, because like I said, every person I speak to about our age that have got missus, kind of same scenarios as us.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was the only one. I thought I was the only man with the struggles that I mean, but like whenever I speak to somebody, it's just the same stuff. I mean, I think we just do a lot more. Like, being dads, and not just being dad, just being like in a relationship. Like, guys do a lot more. Like, I think like 20, 30 years ago, if the guy didn't come in with his dinner on the table, he was kicking off. I mean, I've heard these stories from older people. I mean, like,
that was a dinner.
That was the thing, and the place needed to be tidy. But again, that's if you've got a stay-at-home like wife or whatever. Know what I mean?
You say that. We came from a working class background, me and you. Like, we came from, I'd say Mill Park, but Poor Park. It wasn't the greatest area. Both our mums worked. But no, my
mum started working when she had to.
Yeah.
But she was a child. She childminded up until she was, I think I was about 12, and then she had to get a job. But she worked every day.
Aye.
She had to.
Well, my mum's always worked, but my mum, it was the same generation. My dad, Robert, it'd be a case of he'd come in and his dinner would be ready. Mum would clean the house, even though she was working. That was her thing. Like, it was just done. She made these chits for him, or pieces as some people call it, and for the next day, and it was all there. And she done that.
But they never moaned about it.
No, it wasn't. Mum done a great job bringing us up.
My missus kicks off. You ask it to flush the toilet.
That's the point. So we're at the Crickie's laughing because he knows it's kind of true.
It's like that stuff like that. Like but it's not having a dig at them. That's
it's just because as I said, my dad Robert raised me. He was like my stepdad, but I call my dad Robert. Like, he done everything with me, took me to places, and every Sunday we sat and played the PlayStation all day. He took her to the living room, told my mum to go to her bed. Me and him sat and played the PlayStation, the big telly.
No, like, my dad was just pissed most of the time.
Your dad was pissed, but he was funny.
I had that, like, well, that was the thing, like, so, it's probably a bit more serious, but, like, my dad was kind of that, he was more like a functioning alcoholic. And he'll say that now, he's completely squeaky clean.
Oh, your dad's done
My dad's
amazing.
not drank or smoked in about 5 years since we went in hospital that time, but my dad was like a functional alcoholic because he would drink every night but then go to work in the morning. He didn't drive, so he's getting picked up. That gave him that little avenue there to drink because he didn't drive.
But that's another thing you're talking about the older generation. You were able to do that. Have a drink while working. That was a thing, so it was normal for him to do that.
I don't know how he did it, but the weekends was just... I always say the story, and my mum and dad always go, shut up, but I remember it. It was like football in the morning, Saturday mornings, like you needed your £2.50. So I'd always go to my mum, I needed £2.50. I was like, get your dad. And my dad would be in the living room with my auntie and all that, and they were fucking steaming, sleeping and all that. So I'd have to raid his pockets for my £2.50. And I tell that to people and go, nah, you're talking shit. And I'm like, but it was fine, no? I mean, like, you just...
It was a normal kind of upright. Like, my mum and dad weren't like alcoholics, but they used to drink every weekend, like, kind of good. Because it was a social thing. Everybody, and that's the thing people don't realise.
We don't do that. But
we don't do that, but back then, it was every weekend.
I didn't even think about it, because we don't have, like, our parents' relationships were dealing with meeting people at pubs. Like locals and stuff like that, whereas I think the whole idea of meeting at a local now has kind of disappeared.
It is, well, all pubs are kind of...
I don't know how they had time, because I don't have any even like the day. I mean, you know what I was like? You're panicking I was going to make it today because of how busy I was yesterday, and then what I've got on the day with the Wednesday Easter stuff and all that, and I'm going, I don't know how they had time.
But that's the thing, like, so we're looking at that going, how did they manage that? But I think it's the upbringing as well. Like, we do baby our kids a bit. I know yours are feral, like, Craig's kids are feral. Mine's are a bit more tamed, but we do kind of spend more time with our kids. And back then, it wasn't a bad thing for them, but we used to be playing to 10 o'clock ourselves. No phones, no nothing. Lights come on, you're up the road.
I think there's different worries.
There's different worries
now than there was back then.
Aye.
I mean,
So
but
back
again,
then,
I don't think anything's changed.
No, it's not.
But I think just because of social media, you see things.
Well, that's it.
So you panic.
So we panic more with kids. And cause Cole went out, you know what Cole's like. He's a bit kind of... My son's a bit... He's very polite, very nice. But where we stay, there is a wee lot of twats kids about, and you know they cause trouble. So he was out for, he's been out a few times now, but recently was his most time where he went like to the high flats in my area. You know, that's a bit of a walk with his pals. And I'm sitting panicking, snapping you and texting you going, mate, I'm panicking here. But when we were younger, like, we generally were out for, like, we get fruit in the morning, come back, get something to eat, grab a pound maybe if you were lucky.
But there was a team of kids out.
Aye, there was a team.
It's like my wee boy played, well, winter time, it's everybody's in. I don't see any kids at my bit. But summertime they're out, but they're no, like, we've got, maybe this kind of was about 30 kids run about, like playing, was it Bulldog? Remember Bulldog?
We used to play it was like, I can't remember the name of it, but used to, like, this is how, when I say it's like a major distance, it's a long time. For the Green Box and Mitchell up to Knocky Park, we had two teams.
I remember that, you had to.
Aye. So we used to play games like that, but there was I'm talking about the Fulham Park was playing at kids. There's about 50, 60 kids playing this game. But nowadays, the kids...
all different ages, though. You get like the older ones, younger ones, whereas my boy goes out, they're all kind of roughly the same age, and I'm going, like, my boy's smart enough. You know what I mean? Like, he knows the limits of our area, so he knows where to go and where not to go. But like, it's still like I can't sit down. See when he's out playing unless I can see him. Yeah. There's always a rule at my bit going. If you can't see the front door, come and tell me where you're going. That's the rule. That's if I look out and I can't see him, he's in. It doesn't matter what time it is, he's in, that's it. He's broke the rule and he needs to come in. But that's more me panicking. Because, as I said, the dangers were there back when we were younger. But
that's the thing, we never...
Maybe our parents were just pushed.
Our parents were, I probably have got the weekend.
I didn't know it was going on.
But we
or
didn't
we just
really
have uglies that nobody
that's it. Nobody wanted us, we only good enough. Jimmy Savile knocked us back. But that's the whole thing. Like, we would get playing and there wouldn't be a problem. As I said, we'd be out from morning to night. No phones, no nothing. You just have to trust.
That's what makes me feel older than what I think I should feel.
Aye.
Because I'm thinking back at my mum, like our older people going, they were still doing this, still doing that, going, am I being boring and like no going out? But then I look around about everybody our age and going, hey, he's doing that.
I think that's because, as we touched on, men nowadays are more kind of full-on parents.
Aye.
So basically, as you know, like my wife can't cook. You've seen the way cooking. Like generally, so one time she cooked me a sausage, square sausage, obviously, because we're Scotland, and burnt the outside and it was raw on the inside. That's never a lie. That's how she cooks. So I do all the cooking in the house. I do the cleaning. I look after the kids, get them to bed. So does Louise. We take turns, obviously, same as you. It was back in the day, didn't do that. So they had the time to go out and do stuff. And as you're saying, we can't go out. We've not got the time.
Aye. I need to persuade my missus to go out so that I've got a pass to
go out. That's
I've said that. I was like, just go out. No, go. She's like that cocktail thing. She's talking about your missus. Just go do it. Don't worry about it. I'll have the kids all day, all night. Just so that way you've got a wee ledger there going, right, I've got a night out. I can organise maybe in about 6 months' time.
Well, that's it. Because for us, I'll do a nice night or there.
Well, it took us nearly 10 years.
It took us,
for
honestly,
me and you just to go out together, just us two.
So we went on a trip to Edinburgh. We were saying that we've had a few now.
I've had a few since then, it's kicked off.
Manchester, but it's hard to arrange a night out, and MD our age, Craig will probably tell you as well, trying to arrange a night out with everybody is hard because there's so many people with so many different circumstances.
There must have been it must have been more than 24 hours in a day back in the 80s and 90s. Had to have been because
they were always out, but we can't get the night out.
No, we can't do nothing like that. But again, do we want to?
I don't think so. I don't really like drinking that much. I'm not a social drinker, so see people sit in the house and have a few beers. I'll drink the night out. It's no math. I was doing
that through COVID quite a lot, and that gave me a kick. I was taking the bottles out to the bin.
I
was like, empty bottles of Jack Daniels. I was like, wow, no, I need to square that up. I can see how it could have lead. There's a few people from then I know have went kind of that way.
Yeah, that's it.
And I seen that. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I've had 3 bottles of Jack Daniels this week. You know what I mean? And that's not including beers and stuff like that going. And it was dead easy because I wasn't leaving the house.
Well, that's what happens. See, you're in the house and then pubs were shut. So a lot more people, like they beer kegs, they must have made a fortune during then. The amount of people that are buying them. Everybody was drinking in the house.
Aye.
And I thought generally once COVID ended, the pubs would get busier. But they've no, I think people realised I was drinking too much.
It cost a fortune. Like I don't know how people go out and drink every weekend. We need to save up.
Well, that's it.
I mean, I earn decent money where I think, I could, but nah, I'm £200 a night out, easy. That's just standard.
Well, that's it. So your wedding, I must have. This is not including paying for the hotel and everything. I think that night I must have spent just on the actual, because that was the night before buying drinks. Yeah. The night you're wedding, I must have spent about 250 quid. You seen that? Because
and Martin must have spent about 30 quid. That's a weird balance. Something's happened there.
It was a weird one. So we were just non-stop buying drinks, because that's what it is. You buy drinks, you get rounds, but you're spending too much when you get in there.
Aye, it's and it's no good. And I don't feel like, even if you said to me, right, snap fingers, like, yeah, it's you've even still got the kids, but you can go every Friday and you're like, I don't think I could do it.
I don't think I could do it. I don't think...
Even though we'll probably moan about it constantly.
We moan that we don't get a night out, but I don't think we could do it.
We love a wee early night. I was in bed last night for about 8:30.
I think I was in bed. I was in bed for the same... No, I'm 9 because the wee Ian doesn't sleep, obviously.
I was in bed for about 8:30.
So I was in bed for 9 watching The Hangover Part 3 because I watched the trilogy. Because that's the thing.
I said to you on the way here, I was like, I think Catherine, I don't know if she'll watch this or no, but it's like, it's the same pattern I have every weekend. Right? I like watching a film. She doesn't like films and movies. I don't know why I'm weird, but so I like to watch a film, right? So it's an action film, has to be loud. You have to get loud.
Bang, bang.
So I say to her, I'm going to stay downstairs and watch a film, because she always goes up to bed and watches TikTok and that sort of stuff. And she'll, I'll just watch it in bed. Oh, you never cut that. I'm like, but you'll constantly tell me to turn the volume down. And you know, like, I don't know if it's a TV hang or what it is, but now TV and Prime, when they're talking, they're so low. the volume, and the next minute they just fucking start a car up. It's like up to there. So I'm at the remote, constantly up and down. And then so last night I went to watch. I felt like June. June? Was it called June?
Dune or whatever.
Dune or June. I couldn't watch it because it was like that, and I'm like, for fuck's sake. But then I was too comfy to go downstairs to watch it. So I ended up just sitting. I didn't even know what I watched. I started watching that Jersey Shore thing.
So how can, like as you said, we couldn't manage this pub.
No,
we couldn't. If we're in bed till 9 o'clock, I don't know what other guys are like, but we are. I think it's because of the kids as well. We're in bed for 9 o'clock, and how our parents went out for Friday right through, drinking all the way through.
There's the physical part, but then there's the mental part. Like I would say everybody now, like when we grew up, I never had anything of ADHD or like depression. I never really got that. Never heard the words. Know what I mean? Growing up, even in our like mid-20s, never heard of it. But now you're seeing it, and you're going. Obviously, what affects that? Obviously, that's what's going on. But like the way people are now, how important mental health is now. As in, not so much like you have to be just that having that, just waking up feeling good. You know what I mean? Like I notice it. I'm quite self-aware, but I kind of like, I've been waking up quite in a like in my mood. Like the day, like because we went for a coffee, I didn't have my morning coffee. Waiting, obviously, meet up with you, and I was feeling the effects. I was like, I need to have my coffee, like because I think that's what makes me feel all right.
Yeah.
And then I had said that I was like, I can't believe I'm relying on a drink to make me feel like good. So I think the way people are feeling it is different. That's why I said to you about getting Ashton on. Ashton was a PT of mine years ago, and I've always stuck by Ashton in the sense of following and keeping contact with him. Wasn't do like the PT stuff was fine, but it was his mindset was mental. I mean, we'd have 6 o'clock morning sessions, and he'd be buzzing. And I thought, he's just putting it on because I'm paying him £30 an hour. But he's like that with everything. No, he's not a PT anymore. He owns a kitchen place over in Edinburgh, and he's like that still. Seeing on social media, it's just positive mindset. Fucking try to keep your brain, keep going. And I think he's starting something now about mental like power, how important that is. Because you see everybody doing that like ice bath stuff and all these things to give them that little boost.
But that's what we need.
We need a bit of sunshine. I've said that, like we need that sunshine one because we're getting in it, and it's amazing how much like these wee things like take a kind of big impact on your day. See, having that positive, waking up in a good like mindset and a good positive thing, it just keeps the day going. Like when we used to go to the gym in the morning, right? Go to the gym in the morning, then I'll get a wee coffee and I go into work. See the high I had going into that work, and see the day I'd always have a cracking day. That way, the anything rang, fix it tomorrow, fix it later, who cares? But see if I ever had a bad day, the day continues like that. And then now, but when I worked like 10 years ago, like I never thought about it. I never had that in my head. Whereas now I'm very self-aware of like, if I have a bad morning, I'm having a bad day. Whereas it's so, like, how important is it now to keep that going?
I think that's the whole point. We need to keep...
But is that our age doing that?
I think that's the age. So, as we said, they used to go to the pub and that was them, they were fine.
Old man.
But you don't, I know, you're a wee old man crossing legs here. And I'm sitting as if I get too big.
Big give birth.
But so back in the generation, I don't think it was spoken about mental health. I don't think the older generation was. Now it is a big part of our life because there's a lot. I do think that's why we need people on. I feel like there's a lot more stress nowadays. You've got to keep up with things. You've got to think with. So we do need to keep mentality going for men and women. They need positive outlook. You're saying Ashton, if he's doing that, that is amazing because that's something.
Because he doesn't make any money. I think like he's got a business, his own business, and he's quite heavily involved in that. So he still thinks how important it is for having that mental health. So actually having mental health, because it just drives everything. And and I've kind of felt that I had an old school mindset for years, going fuck, just grin and bear it. No, I mean, like, don't talk about nothing. Like, just keep going. I've always, I think you've known me to be like that. I don't talk a lot about things, and I'm not a big talker. That's when you said about this. Well, I'll happily do this because, like, I've felt how important it is to talk.
We've recently, so we've started in a thing with all 3 years checking up on each other. Like there's 3 years in the friend group, plus me, you, and Martin.
No, there's
like
not. There's 4.
Colin,
stop leaving Colin.
But Colin basically,
we talk in that group chat as if Colin's not there.
But that's because Colin doesn't answer in the group chat. Well, he answers something about 4 weeks later. But there's 4 days in the group, and we do give a wee check up on each other, make sure it's okay. Because nowadays, I do feel everybody needs to check on their friends. And with us, is it today with the way of life nowadays? As you're saying, we're not going out as much, but we're trying to keep positive. Me and you, I'm doing the 30 challenge on 30-day challenge on TikTok, losing my weight. As I spoke about on the Label Disabled podcast, my weight goes up for transplants. You've seen that before transplants.
And I always defend, people always say that to me, oh, Johnny's looking big, and I'm going, well, no, it's not. It's the reason he does look big is he's just full of fluid.
Full of fluid.
The steroids that you're on.
Steroids I'm on.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So that's what me and Craig spoke about. So I am doing a 30-day challenge on TikTok to my food wise to lose weight. And then we're going to do other stuff. Every stone I lose, we're going to try and do a hill walk, aren't we?
It's a Monroe
per stone to get your mental health going. And that's the one thing.
What a walk does.
It does. So we done a few. We done Ben Ann. We've
not done any since having the girls.
So the girls. So our daughters have ruined our life.
And the same age in that having 2 is a different kettle of fish. Like, if anybody's got one kid out there and they think, oh, I'm going to have another one, just don't do it.
Yeah, because there's so much stress. And you know, my daughter, I swear not, must sleep about 3 hours a night. I don't know how she does it. She keeps me up all through the night, and I'm a light sleeper, so if I'm up for like 10, 15 minutes, I'm up for about 3 hours. Can't get back to sleep. And as you said, having kids at our age is a struggle. Like, a second kid is just a struggle.
I didn't realise how much harder having the second one would be. Like, my sister's got 5, and she said, my sister said this, going, once you've had 2, she said, once you have 2, anything after that doesn't matter. It's kind of, but I'm not taking that risk anymore. I'm going private for the snip. I said that is like, see, vanity pay. I don't care how much it is. I'm snipping.
Well, you asked me, do you want to go and get a discount, get 2 for 1? I was like, no chance. I couldn't get through any surgery, but 100% I don't want another one.
I don't know. Like, I was speaking to, there was a gentleman, sold the car. He was from Pakistan, and asked him if he had any kids. I think it was like 25. He was like, no, I'm not getting any kids. And I was like, you going to have? He's like, no, yeah, definitely, because their culture is more the merrier. Yeah. And I said that to him. I was like, because he asked me how many I had, and he's like, why only 2? And I was like, do you know how expensive, how stressful, how exhausting having just 2 kids? Like, I've got a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. It's like I could not imagine bringing right now another one in. Like, no way. I don't know.
We'd have to move houses.
I'd have to break up. No,
that's it.
We've said that. It's like, how good would it be to have the weekend to yourself, or like, so you break up with your mission, you drop the reins off there. Like, that sounds like a cracking deal.
It sounds like, well, I'm not mentioning any names, but somebody at your wedding said that. They went, honestly, I just want to split up and I can get my way into weekends. You're like, what? That's a weird way to live, but then you think about it and go, that's probably quite good.
There's a lot of pros.
You get a bit of peace here.
There's a lot of pros to it. So, but anyway, so what was talking about there?
Oh my god, your memory. So by the way, see when we do this, there's 2 things you notice about Craig. His hands will never be clean because he's in the car trade and always bogging, and his memory is shocking. We're talking about mental health, and then we're talking about obviously having 2 kids now, and then we're doing Monroe's. But because we done Ben Ann just before the kids were born, that was the best one I think we've done for view wise. Because every time Craig's done them himself and went up to the top and it's a good view, but I've done them where he went Ben Lomond, we went and done the cobbler. It was foggy at the top.
I see nothing. And that's the thing, like, I've always enjoyed it, but see the whole popularity of it now. Like, you see it in like social media, everybody doing all the Monroes and hill walks you go. Like, I've always wanted, I've got that big scratch card thing. I don't even know what birthday I got for you, scratch off, there's 50 of them. And I'm going like, I don't want to date so that I can go, oh look, I've got to the top of this one. I just want to date because it's like the feeling. Like,
well, that's it.
That's why I say to you, every time we do one, we need to get there early as possible. So but
I said that we do that. So we do that. So I said that to my brother, because my brother wants to come with because he was in a wee huff because he thought I did one without him, but when it was the old one. When he was on holiday, he went, that wee so-and-so's done one without me, but it wasn't, it was an old one. But we like to go early when it's dark, and that way when we can semi get up there, it's starting to light. Because in the way back down, it is mobbed.
And it's brilliant passing people.
Oh, it's brilliant passing people.
If you get far to go, and I was like, you get 5 minutes when it's about an hour and a half left. Then you come
it sounds evil, but it's quite funny. When you go, no, honestly, no far left. And then I get the usual. As Craig says, I'm a big guy because transplant. Craig does help me a bit, because I do struggle with my bones and everything, so Craig helps me get up them. But I always get the usual, oh, well done, big man. And I'm like, cheers, you always get that because it's nice of me doing it. But it's a great feeling, and that's good for your mental health, and that's things we are trying to get back up, and we will be obviously blogging that as well, basically. Vlogging,
I'm dying to do more.
Yeah, we'll get that for mental health, and that's thing we'll put up, and we do need to kind of do more for mental health, because our generations were speaking about before. That's what we're going on next. I'll remind you, because I know what you like. We're talking about the generation mental health thing, because the old generation didn't really have. So ours is about more mental health, and I want to know, is the young people like that as now? Well, young people, how's their mental? Because it must be hard for them looking at, because we say it ourselves. So we used to go to the dancing, we used to go to Furies, right? And when I was on dialysis, I was drinking like 6 nights a week. Don't know how I did it. Managed to, because it was that cheap.
So when I look back, there was a picture of you, I think it was at Colours Fest. Which it's still going. I didn't think Colours Fest was still going.
I sent it to Kathleen today saying, you want to go?
Used to be able to hear it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought it stopped years ago.
It's inside now. So
is it inside now? You can't hear it. So there's a picture of you where you pulled your shirt off and you had the...
My tubes coming out for
tubes coming out. And I looked back at that, and I remember looking back at years ago going, he's half his nut, he's crazy. And I kind of funny, but now I look back at it going, he was fucking stupid.
Aye.
What was he doing?
If MD put that...
Or even just gun it.
Like, so I used to about... So my whole point in that, yours was to go have a laugh, pool buds. My whole point was to go out and enjoy time with them, because I didn't think I'd long left. But I was out like 6-7 nights a week, and looking back now, you're going, that is stupid.
But it was probably the best thing you'd done, because I think you would have regretted, you would have resented your kidney issues a lot more if it restricted you.
Yeah.
If you restricted yourself, but you didn't, even though it was quite stupid to look back. But again, like, you chose life over. You know what I mean? Just sitting there, fucking withering away.
Aye, so that's the one thing when you speak about the young generation. How do they feel about going out nowadays? Because we've been out and it's like £5 in certain places for a pint.
My nephews don't go out really anymore. Like they don't go out and drink and dating.
Well, that's the thing. So how much does it cost to go out for that young? Because we've been out and it cost a fortune. I've not been to a rave in years, but I sent a picture of your missus today. So Colours Fest used to cost me £25 to £30 a ticket, right? Nowadays they're doing a payment plan where you pay £20, 16, 16 and 16. And I'm going, how much is it? So I went on, the early bird ticket is like £61, and then the next one before the early bird's like 71. I'm going, for Colours Fest, that used to be £25, £30. And it just shows you it. So can the young generation keep up with that? And how's their mental health trying to deal with the whole finances?
Well, even look at trying to get a mortgage now.
Well,
I mean, it's I'm looking at trying to get a second property, but like the amount of money you need, like even Renfrew's, it's went high, it's grew, it's a lot better than it used to be, but like you're needing at least 10-15 grand for a 5% in a normal, say you just want a little like 2-3 bedroom flat or something, you still need a serious amount of money, and to earn that, like you need to be earning 40-50 grand a year to be able to save. And where can you get that up? Like, nobody's making that up to the age of 25.
Well, that's it. So
there will be people out there, people
that
kind of like think commit to the uni and get a nice job, blah, blah, blah. Like
your nephew,
he's on his 4th year of architect. What would you call it when you're training for it?
I'm training to be an architect.
He calls it an architectural, whatever. Anyway, so he's doing that. So he probably will be one of these people that can probably.
He sacrifices the getting out with friends all the time.
That's what he's doing now, because he's constant.
Well, Reese Manifew, he's kind of social, I would say. He goes out all the time, like he goes out with his pals, plays football and stuff like that. So would he have like different? Because looking at a mortgage for him, you're like, because he always said that.
Like we said, is it important to him?
Is it important? So that's why we do need to get the loan in. So when we do get guests on, as I said, they're all different ages, but our main things, talk to them about finance, see the lesson, and mental health. That's one of the big things we want to talk about.
And like I said to you today, I wish somebody gave me this advice years ago. This is mainly to guys, really. Like,
don't marry.
Don't marry anybody, don't get a bird. But like, see if you get a missus, I wish I'd done this, because it's...
Oh my God, I know what you're going to say here.
See if you get a missus and they do stupid funny stuff, you need to write it down or something.
Oh, see some of the stuff our wives have
wish I could remember half the things.
Oh, I can't remember them, because it happens that
like
often.
When I said today, I can't remember where we were, I think it was with you, my missus messaged going
yes,
I've just dropped my phone and cracked the screen. And I was like, you're kidding me on, how bad is it? Next minute I get a wee screenshot, like a phone, I'm going... Yeah. What's that? She's like, I'm just showing you how bad the crack is. I'm going, you can't see it through a screenshot. Like, my phone's no broken. And then she just sent back a couple of laughing faces, and I'm going, that's one of the things that...
Remember the windmill?
Aye, well, we convinced them that the windmills are what gives wind.
Yeah. So Craig will tell you this. See me, I can convince people stupid stuff, like wee stories, because I convinced everybody in high school. Because me and Craig, as I said, we ended up friends in high school. We grew up together, but we didn't actually end up becoming friends in high school. In high school, me and Craig were quite close. And when Craig left at 4th year, I stayed on to 6th year. And everybody went, where's Craig? Where's Craig? And I convinced everybody that Craig got a girl pregnant and he was having a tough time. So people would stop asking me. So when we, stupid things like that. So we managed to we even convinced our missus this is no word to lie. So we go to the gym together and we convinced them who washes each other's back. We do. And they were sitting convinced, thinking, we get in the shower together. It's stuff like that we convinced them. And our girls, that stupid, they believe stuff like that. I don't know if it's just our missus. That's why we need other people.
I've had loads of whenever I have conversations to people, it seems to be it's the same pattern. So like we convinced them that what's the big things in the field, and you're like the windmills. What do they do? And they're like, that's what generates the wind. That's what gets the wind. And they're like, oh, is that there? And then eventually when we said to them, look, don't be stupid. It catches the wind, generates energy, and then they get really confused about how the energy goes from there. Into our living room, and I'm going, it's wires, blah blah blah, and no, she's like,
they just didn't get it.
Mind blowing, and I can only explain something to somebody maybe twice.
Like, even you say that, it was like a magician doing a trick to them. They were like,
what do you mean? How does that create electricity? And I don't know if we've just got a couple of nutters, but
the best one was when, even in that same road trip, this is no word to lie, the miles per hour thing. Do you remember that? Oh my god! So we were going right. So simple wee trick. MD knows kind of simple maths. We are travelling at 30 miles per hour. How long does a mile take us? 60.
Or how long does it take to travel 30 mile?
30 mile basically. And they couldn't get it.
All sorts of answers. 13 miles.
They were just basically got to a point where guessing. So it was hilarious. That's the kind of.
But we get. As I say, I speak to like Kev at the school gate, and we always going about stuff that's happened to us like with the missus, and he's the exact same, but he's got 3 kids, so he's got a lot more. He's got a lot more resentment in his voice than we've got.
We've got a wee bit of resentment, but it's not
he comes up with some stuff as well, and his missus, she's from Los Angeles.
So when we do get female guests on, we're going to ask them about them. We'll probably get her, because she was at your wedding and she was like so loud and voice, not like so. It was dead funny to hear her laughing.
No, she's good. But no, and that's thing. She's from America and she does the same shit.
So it must be a thing. So we'll ask when we get female.
You're trying to be sexist.
I'm not trying to be sexist.
No. It's like, it's not facts. It's truth.
Yeah, it's truth. I mean, it's truth for us. So that's why we'll ask other people.
That's why we can say it. No, I mean we can't say all.
Yeah.
But we know that others, but they're not stupid, right? We're not going to say that. But when it comes to the way they see things and do things, you'll laugh.
Even when it comes to the kids, some of the stuff to do with the kids, and we're like, what are you playing at? It's just the stupidest of things with Louise. It's like giving her food, but then like not putting it on the table properly. So she'll generally just go like that, okay, flip it, and I'm like, common sense, put the plate down to the rest of the wee squishy bit so it stops it from popping up.
Oh, you got one of the ones.
We got one of them. We need that because my wine just automatically goes.
Well, we don't give her a plate anymore.
Oh, does she just generally just basically throw it in the tray and go eat it?
We just put it on the tray because she'll just empty. She won't flip it. She'll just empty it out and then just hand you the plate back. You know, one more dish today.
I don't know if Arabella's a wee keep. We put all her fruit and veg in, but a wee couple of chips there, so she might just basically be one of the ones doesn't like eating.
That's another thing. Like us in the house, like my father-in-law always calls me Mrs. Bar because. Like I always go home and I've got like, I need to go home early because I don't work with my father-in-law, but like he helps out because I work at his farm. But anyway,
John's basically his apprentice.
So I'll say to him, I need to get up the road to pick up the wine for school, and he's like, for fuck's sake, you've got work to do. And then I've got clays to put away. I need to do the dishes. I've got this, I've got that, and he's like, this fucking woman. He's old school, but he's like, that's woman's what are you doing? But like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything unnatural, like, as in I know I need to go and like do that and get this done and like the kind of housework. But whereas if you spoke to somebody, that's what I say, we need to speak to people over there going, because my brother-in-law, like Gary with Kelly, like she said it's a fucking struggle to get him to do it. And
Kelly,
I think he's in that cusp though. He's mid-40s, so he's in that kind of like where he kind of still dabbles in trying to do bits and bobs, but he's got, I'm chilling out, I've worked all day.
Yeah,
Whereas I've got
Kelly does a great job, like all the kids and everything.
5 wins. I don't know.
I don't know how Kelly managed it. 5 kids,
and
just,
she had them all young as well. So it's like I don't know how. Right now, I think oldest is 11.
I think they're all kind of looking after each other.
So she's got the other side of things now. So she's kind of chilling out.
We're nowhere near that. We're nowhere near that.
No. We've got along. I said that up here, and I hate to think that I have that pure wish. I can't wait to that. But then I always look back and go, do you know what? I need to start enjoying.
Well, that's what I've started then, as you say. So, as I said in another podcast, I had to leave my job because of my disability. I started taking on Melwa, done uni, get a good career out of it, started my job.
But it's not the end. No,
it's not the end. It was just obviously I had to take a bit of break for my health.
Plus, you kind of threw yourself in the deep end with that job because that was a small business. So I always find with small businesses, there's a lot more pressure.
Aye.
And whereas if you were just a number
and a big company, it would have been all easier.
You could kind of go yourself.
But I'm at the stage now, as we were saying, spend more time. I get to look after my daughter.
And that's what I've said as well. Like I could stop being self-employed, go get a full-time job, but then I couldn't take Rowan to school. I couldn't have my days while. So I'm like, I actually enjoyed them, and I think if I had to stop taking him to school,
that's why I think the new generation of father is a good thing. I'm not saying like Robert, fucking amazing with me, but like, he didn't take me to school. He didn't kind of hang with.
Aye.
But we do like doing that. That's our thing. I love taking Colt. Well, I don't take him in. I'm 8 years old now, and he's like, I don't want to walk with you anymore. He walks to school himself and walks back. Rowan still walks with you. It's great. I don't really. Cole's at the age now, doesn't really give you a kiss, gives you a cuddle now and then. But that's it, and you miss all that stuff because it flies by. As you say, you want it to go quicker. Like right now, like Arabella does the sleep, so I'm like, I want to go quicker, I want to sleep.
You're wishing life away,
and you don't want to because it does go too quick. Time is flying by.
Aye, it's as I said, I look back at, remember through COVID, everybody had their birthday, got the videos.
Oh, aye.
Did everybody get it? Is that a thing? I don't know if they got the videos, everybody.
I think our missus did it, I don't know if everybody
I don't know if it was a thing, but anyway, I look back at mine, my 30th, which was through COVID, so that was about 4 years ago. And how everybody's aged was like 4 year. I'm like, wow, look at everybody. There's a couple of people in that now on the here anymore. And I'm going, and how my missus seen that and she went, do you know what, see for my 30th this year, I want one of the videos.
Don't even start, because I think after Catherine saying that, Louise went, I'm gutted I didn't get one. I'm like,
aye. I said to her, get her one, that's all she's getting. But like she wants one of them to look back at. And I'm like, do you know what, it's quite a good thing because see, looking back and how quickly 4 years have passed and how everybody's aged, you're like, wow, like how quickly is everything flying in? Because I'm already thinking about my 40th. I was saying that to her, I was like,
you're planning, like going away.
I've said though, a cruise, right? I always thought cruise was an old person thing, not an old pensioner thing. But I've been looking at cruises going, they're like fucking fantastic. And I was like, I want to get one and book for my 40th. And they're not as dear as I thought they were. I thought they were like...
You did that. See, but honestly, one I was looking at was dear because I was looking at a Disney one.
Well, I was kind of looking more like a Mediterranean one, like the whole Spain and Italy type thing. But I'm like things like that, pure buzzing for. Like even like we still like we come in here today and I'm like, it smells magic in here.
Aye, but that's it. Why do
I like smells now?
You like smells, you like your duvet, getting new duvets when you buy a new duvet and that gets put on. You like smells. You're at that age now where you're... This is quite good. It's like more chilled out in a sense. You get excited with the stupid things. Like me, I do that. Louise doesn't iron in the house. Louise doesn't know what iron is. For some reason, she washes, dries her clothes. They don't crease. Mine's do. So I iron in my house and I get excited when I buy a new iron. And I've been looking at one recently. It's like cordless and stuff. And I'm going, oh, that sounds good.
Cordless iron? Well, they're all cordless, I don't know.
No, they've got cords on them.
Is yours cordless? I think this has got a cord.
Right? So no, they're not.
That must be. So you get the one that clicks in.
The one that clicks
and then
in.
You take it
in. I'm like,
so is it battery powered?
I don't know how it works.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
Bluetooth irons.
But the stuff like that you get excited about. Like, and as you said, so our life has changed. We used to go on lads' holidays, which we will talk about.
I've always said that. Like, I felt we've had the textbook. See, from the age of leaving school to now, I think we've had a pure textbook life. Like lads' holidays, nights out, like experiences.
Yeah.
Find the missus, have weddings, get married. I feel like it's been very like that, step by step.
Because like, look at us now. So we are booking Legoland with the kids. I say the kids, it's just it's a lads trip. Rowan, Cole, and us too. So we're buzzing for that, and then stopping off at Blackpool for a night. But that's our generation. If somebody said to us, "Should I do that to go on a lads' holiday?" We're like, Legoland.
As I say, we just booked up family holiday, and the only reason I tried to book up quickly was so that we could find a date for us to go to Legoland.
That's it.
It's mad, but like there's so many things now that I enjoy that I didn't enjoy.
It's
like the wee quirkings you're talking about, a fresh duvet.
That's one of the best feelings ever.
Do you know what I love doing in the morning? It's even like I'm at my side of the bed towards the window. See, just standing up and opening the windows.
Aye.
I don't know what it is. You just opening the
curtains.
Well, you
do it like that. I don't. I go like that. I've just got blinds.
I just see the wee bit and I go boom, and I'm like, I don't know. It's just the wee things I like.
But that just shows you how old we're getting. Because back in the day, when we were opening the blind, when sitting in your room, I'd be lying on the flare, cuddling to a pillow, and you'd be lying on your bed sleeping. Else, if it was a wee bit, we'd be cuddling each other and spooning. But the windows me. But look at us now, we're older, and that's the stuff.
But is that an old person thing? Is that us getting older? Or is that just what everybody like?
Does everybody do it? Well, as we said, look at my friend Martin. He doesn't really.
He likes a candle though, but
he likes
it's a good Yankee candle.
I like a bath. You've seen me in my bath. I've got like my iPad, a book.
I don't like a bath.
I'm like a female in my bath. I've got like a wee wine. I say a wine, but it's like a whiskey sitting there. I've got the bath.
I sing like we're into whiskey.
Oh, I've always kind of liked it because
you had to because you had to keep your fluid down low. But I remember you. You need to do this again. You had your wee malt with your water bottle, and it was absinthe for Benidorm that your mum used to always bring back, vodka and whiskey, and I think you put a wee bit of WKD in it. And it was like one of the bottles.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how the
I used to shit, so when I was going through my situation, I had to watch my fluid. So when I was drinking, I'd make sure it was short, sweet, and the absinthe was like.
You don't drink. You've never drank beers and stuff like that.
No,
I think you had we had a beer the first time.
The first time he seen me a beer was last year at Catherine's kickboxing event.
It was a Corona. She was doing
a charity Corona, and he nearly pulled out a camera to take a picture of me because I don't drink beer.
I've never seen him a beer in my life.
It's not my thing. I don't know why.
I don't really drink beer much anymore. I'm more of like a good whiskey.
Whiskey now is a good thing. You've seen my whiskey collection.
It's a pure old man thing.
I've got good ones that I keep there. I've got ones up in the loft that I'll keep for the kids. But are we getting old now? Because I'm like buying whiskey to go. So basically, I bought the limited edition King's one. It was like 3,000 made for the King.
Oh, right, okay, right.
Bought that. It's up in the loft, and I'm like, people are like, you know how to drink it? And I'm like, no. I've got limited edition football ones that were only like 1,500 made. Up in the loft.
Well, I've got a few ones from like films, so like people like that Outlander. So that Sam Hewn got the Sassenach whiskey. So I've got one of them, but then I'm thinking in my head going, what am I keeping it for? I mean, I kind of like, I'm not going to. It's not going to be sellable. It's mass production, but it's hard to get because they only bring a certain amount each time. But I'm like, I'd rather just drink it and just fill it up with apple juice and put it in the cupboard. I mean, like that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking about doing because I've got a bunch. I always remember the first time I got that Still Game whiskey. I thought, oh, it's dead. It was at the point. No, it was dead rare because when they were bringing it the pre-order, it was like that. It was getting snapped up. And then so I got one and I was like, oh, I'll keep that in the cabinet. And the next minute they're selling the Co-op and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
But that's what happens. You look at whiskies, you go, that's where the ones I do, but I try and get maximum 3,000 bottles. But
it's weird how taste has changed because I remember drinking whiskey years and years ago and it was like battery acid.
I used to drink it because I needed to drink it. So I'd be like just shot it.
Yeah. And then people always ask me, going, how do you drink it? And I'm going, well, I think it's kind of like beer. Like, see when you grow up drinking beer, you forced yourself to enjoy it. You think it was a man thing? Oh, pure love of beer, especially Budweisers. Budweisers are rank. Even
that's what I'm saying. See when people go at me, how can you not drink beer?
Don't believe anybody that says.
And I'm like, it tastes like soda water.
This is what I'm saying. I don't believe anybody that likes Budweiser because, like, you force yourself to drink it and then the taste became normal. And whereas if I drink a whiskey, and I've always said that whiskies where depends what you've eaten, big time.
Yeah.
Like I didn't realise how important it was. Like what you've got in your kind of taste buds depends what the whiskey tastes like. So if you wake up in the morning, you get like we had one at the morning of my wedding, and that went down like fire because we hadn't had anything to eat. So my palate was like completely nothing on it, and I drank that. I was like, fuck, that was putrid. Later on,
we had the same whiskey because I had a few,
and it was like
hip flask in the wee.
It was like velvet. You know what I mean? It's like that's magic. But is that an old person thing now?
To be honest with you, I think.
Is it the downward spiral,
or is
Johnny?
it one of the ones like gin? I think we're on the
downward
spiral.
Is this a podcast about explaining how we're geeing up?
Bad it is basically.
We're just going to gear up.
They're geeing up now. I'm like, kidding on. We've got to get our hill walks going. I'm going to look away. We've got to have a laugh.
40s, that's what we're going for.
40s.
We're in our 30s for the 40s.
But is whiskey going to be the next gin? Look at gin. People used to go, that's a wife beer.
I've never heard of gin before.
And then next thing, it was this big gin bars opening here, up in there.
Like, us growing up, like, nobody drank gin.
No.
Never heard of gin.
It was a weird thing. So this is the time in the podcast where we have people that send in stories and confessions, and we've got pages. So we're going to actually read some confessions and react to it and see.
You sent me a few.
I sent a few, and some of them were, I would say, wild. So the first one. Hi, so basically I'm a girl, I'm a lesbian, and my girl and I have a great time together. Except a few days ago, she talked about watching animal porn during sex. Right. So there's your first red flag right there. Which shocked me, of course. I told her no because I thought the idea was weird. But she insists, I don't know, she insists on watching it basically. I don't know what to do because I'm afraid she might be attracted to Sophia. What do I do? What do? You tell her to get to and report her?
Aye, no, that's aye, no. There's red flags and then that's just pure disgusting.
That is like disgusting. Like,
aye.
Even Crookie's laughing right now because that's what you report them. What do I do? No, you go on another date and then you watch it together.
See, if my missus said that to me, I'd question my own.
What you like, mate?
How have I attracted some kind of into?
Why would you?
Aye.
What, and that's the thing that makes me laugh. So we get a few of these people sending in stories. We've got friends sending stories. What do I do? You know what to do in that. You don't need to ask that.
If they're asking the question, then they're just as bad.
They're just as bad. Aye.
See, if it's not an automatic, I'm alive.
I need to go. Bye. I'm not doing this anymore.
But that's it. Everything's sexualised. But I say that to you. Like I've been off Twitter for ages, and then you're sending me things, and I'm going, like, how's this allowed? You've just seen everything's fucking.
We live in a dodgy world, and as I said, that is just anybody that's watching. If you watch animal porn, you're a creep, and I say it. You need charge. Plain and simple.
I don't know how it's a thing. I don't know how it's.
I'm not gonna lie. There's another weird thing that I seen. It was anime porn. I think that's weird as well.
I don't get that. Know what I mean? Like wanking after Peppa Pig and all that.
Like I watch podcasts, and there was one. There's these two guys. I think the guy's name's Jamie, ginger hair. I think that's his name, and they'd done hot water thing, and he was talking about how he was watching one, and he was like, it was like Marge and Mo, and I'm like, how can you watch that?
Aye.
And I'm like, nah.
But I think that's one step towards paedophilia.
You're watching cartoons
because if you're watching that and that's getting you going, then there's definitely something triggered there.
So anyway, Craig says it's paedophilia. I'm not saying that word right. So the next one we've got. This is kind of unbelievable, but I get asked on a dates by a father and a son separately, of course. And we live in the same building. They literally are my neighbours 2 stories up. I feel like I can do something funny here, but I'm a little afraid it's going to bite me hard afterwards. What do I do?
Well, let's put it we have got the mindset of going, oh, that sounds rank, but just flip that and say it was a guy saying, oh, I've got a chance with a mother and a daughter. Automatically in my head going, that sounds like a fucking crack.
That sounds like that is a bit sexist here. You're saying that.
The minute you say that, I flipped it going, if I was in that situation, I'd be like 100% fucking. But then when you're thinking about the lassie, you're going, it's a bit dirty.
Weird.
It's a bit dirty, but then you're going, like, I know lassies that kind of had the same thing with me. I was like, me going in night suit and dragging all that kind of stuff. But, like, I would say, like, see if I was in the same position, I would say, just go for it.
Aye. You would like see as a
just
guy
just don't get pregnant.
Aye.
I mean, I always think that situation where if they went with the dad and the son, and then fuck, man.
That would be a dodgy situation.
It turns it to like a fun little experiment thing.
This is a wee kind of thing.
You just ruined your life.
To you going, oh my god, you've ruined it. Like Martin, you'll probably get that situation. You'll probably get a mother and daughter. Because he likes his old jeans as well. So
he's wee grannies.
He's wee grannies, so he probably would do it. And then you're looking at it. If Martin said he did that, we'd go, that's quite funny. But
that's what I'm saying. I look at things like that, like I was going out night suit and all the kind of one night stands I've had going, imagine I got somebody pregnant.
Your life would be ruined. So you imagine that girl, she'd generally get pregnant off one of them.
Is that us being like too old now? We're having that pure thinking of the consequences, not the fun night.
Because young, you'd be like, just do it, it'll be funny. Just do it. If you got a condom, it'll be funny, but just pull it at the end.
Now I'm thinking of the consequences, and then I'm thinking of the the awkwardness at like Christmas time, like all that kind of stuff. I'm going,
you're going too deep there, Christmas time.
Just don't
I don't think it till a week later. I'm like, I think a week ahead.
I think I'm starting to go religious because I said that. So see sex. No, I mean, it's like there's a lot of pros to it, but there's just the cons to it. It's just fucking.
There's too many cons. So the young ones, just always wrap it and make sure you know you're dead, man.
Yes, even like me and my missus, like people go like, if I hear people's stories, me and my missus are still doing it all the time, every night and stuff, and I'm going, no chance. I'm not doing that. I've not got time. See if we do it, like I need to make sure I've not got a busy morning the next day. I need to make sure that like
your legs work fine.
Aye, plus the Wayne, like try to do it with Wayne's. Like I don't know how, like our Waynes are young enough. Yours is maybe getting to that age now where if they heard something or seen something.
Well, the next story, you've got a next story, we'll go
right,
to that.
They would maybe question it. But like I'm still at the age now where I can kind of just close the door and that's fine. But like, how do you do it when you've got like a 12, 13-year-old?
Bought a lock. So, no a lock
I know,
the door, but a wee kind of snip ping, you turn round, it stops.
You need sound deadening, Johnny.
Aye. Well,
there's not a lot of noise come from your room though, is there?
Nah, not really, no. It's mainly me going...
a lot of greeting, a lot of crying afterwards.
No, but like, with noise-wise, we're lucky that he is out cold. He's a sleeper. So when you know he's out cold.
But we've both agreed going, sometimes you're like, no, we're fine.
So these people go, and they've got kids, you're going, you physically can't, because where's the time-wise? Getting your kid to bed... Like, we're lucky if you've got a 15-minute window between her waking up again, getting him to sleep, doing everything, getting yourself sorted.
Plus, see when you're all cosy and comfy and all that, because like you're like I've still got quite a high sex drive.
Like,
but
you know me, I'm like a dog with two dicks, man.
Aye, but I'm like the sense of I need to weigh up the pros and cons. I don't know if again am I getting too old going like, if I do that, then we get all sweaty and you go for a shower. Then it's like. I was like, nah, we'll date a day when both of us have got nothing to do anymore.
See, you're more relaxed with me. I'm like, I could date any time, but I do understand it is a pain in the arse at times.
Aye.
Like,
but it's the only good thing about me and hers, we both get that kind of agreement. Whereas see if she was like, one of us was like wanting to, all the time there's down there, then you get the clash.
That's like me and Louise.
Aye.
Like me, you know what I'm like, mate, I could date this about 10 times
I don't know how you've got the time and effort.
Mate, I generally could. As I said, I'm like a dog with two...
Plus, I'm bust afterwards.
Aye, you are.
I need to go back to the gym. I'm absolutely bust after
so
it.
but I'm at... He's 10 minutes. I probably could. No, I'm going to bed.
That's why I used to I don't know about you. I'm more of a morning guy than a night guy.
Aye.
Like, which I didn't even think was a thing.
I'm the opposite. I'm night. I don't really like
I didn't
morning.
think that was a like. I didn't think that there was such a thing as a morning night guy. I don't know if it is just maybe us, but like at night time, I've had the day. The day's been tiring, all this kind of stuff. And even if it was whispered, I'd be like, listen, you're fucking off your nut. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking, like, we've both had a nightmare of a day. Whereas the morning, I just feel like the day's starting. But then the content is that after we've done it and all that, I've fucking done it. And you talk about that pause like that, having a good morning, good day, bad morning, bad day. Like, that can go up or down. Because if I'm knackered...
That's you, it's ruined you need to get into work.
I've ruined my own day. I mean, that's why sometimes I need to make sure I've got nothing on the next day.
Right, so here's the next story. This has to be anonymous because it's really bad. Like, this is what you kind of haven't done. And it's funny because I didn't tell you these ones before. I just sent you a few last night. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. Maybe. We'll see. I know you're not the only one, but it's a bit weird. So when I was a kid, I used to hear my parents doing the deed. Right. Like a lot of times. Sometimes just not say it all the time. So basically they do it now and then, as we were talking about. I would watch them through the keyhole. I don't remember understanding any of it at the time. Just my parents making strange noises. Is it weird? So basically, he's away. She was looking through the keyhole and her mum and dad were doing it. It just doesn't say any age.
Well, he must remember, so he must have been an age to know. But what age? How? Like, I don't remember probably hitting pre-high school age.
I do because I grew up with an older brother.
I saw that about. I don't ever remember hearing anything growing up.
I was in like poor part where right in the middle of it, where it was talked about because you were a bit with older yeans and that.
But did you ever hear your mum like?
No,
I don't think I ever did. I can't remember.
I think Barry walked in.
If I did, then they paid a lot of money in counselling for me to forget about it.
Barry walked in the months, but
I don't think I ever did. No.
But like, is that situation like? Is you're saying, so if you can remember that...
is that anonymous? That's
anonymous,
right, because you would never talk... Like,
no, most of these are
see,
like
if you had
day traumas,
if you had day traumas for childhood, you would never mention it.
Aye.
I mean, they get balled up, even counsellors don't hear that part of it.
So like, you're like... Is it weird? It's a bit weird.
No, 100%.
It's 100% weird, but if you were that young and you do just remember...
But what are they asking? Is it weird to be looking for a keyhole?
No, Is a lot of people did it.
Is
basically.
It weird for the parents to be doing it when there's kids don't know about it?
Basically, in a sense, like, it's a bit weird for that parents doing it when kids, because we try and...
Well, we've had a few walk-ins with our own, but luckily enough, it's in positions where you could explain.
It's not that pure.
I'll just tickling and all that sort of stuff and having a carry on. Whereas, because I go, like, that's another thing, like, Ron's 6, your boy's 9.
9.
So, I can't sleep with clothes on. Like,
no, I don't.
Like,
no, well, let's put it this way. I've seen Craig naked more times than my wife.
Aye.
You've probably seen me
Your
naked.
wife's seen me naked loads of times, mate. I can't sleep with clothes on, right? And I always have that image of somebody breaking in, right?
And I say that as well.
Right, and I'd love, like, I just have the image in my head going, right, so I'm a morning person, right? So I always have the old morning glory. And I was like, see somebody broke in and I'm just charging down the stairs butt naked with a big hard on. I was like, that must be like a terror.
Aye.
I mean, like, that would deter anybody.
Well, that's it. Could you imagine? Like, Craig is a big guy, so if he's showing me morning wood, then that guy's probably thinking he's got 2 fucking bats and he's on here.
I'm ready to sort something out. But then I've always got the other thought, going to see if there's a fire and I need to jump out that window. And I'm standing in the street butt naked.
Like, I'm the same. I'm naked. I don't sleep. You know what I'm like? I hate heat. So I sleep naked as well.
But when do I need to start putting boxers on though?
So I'm at the stage now. Well, I've got boxers that open the bed, so if Cole walks in, I quickly. And I'm at the stage now. Well, if I had a belly,
I feel like I shouldn't be admitting this, is that I walk about like butt naked in this. But I'm like, there will be obviously like Ron Disney. Like I'm not walking about making cups of coffee and all that. I mean,
like, just you get up in the morning, go to the toilet, obviously.
Aye, and then come back, like stuff like that. Going like, I'll eventually need to go. Nah, wait a minute.
That's the same. So I'm at that stage where basically I've been like that for a while now, where I keep boxes at my bed.
Aye.
So if he comes in, I've got, and it's a pure like, I can't sleep, and I'm like, get to your bed. Can't sleep, I'm like, get to your bed. Because I'm like, I need to put boxes on here if you come in, you dick. Get to your bed. But I'm in the stage now. I don't know why I feel weird if my daughter comes into my bed because she's young, but I still put boxes on. I don't know why I feel weird.
Aye, well, I don't. Aye, you definitely like. You need to keep. And I said that's what I'm thinking. Like, what it's like. So you know that I'm talking about it. I probably should start doing it.
You probably should.
I mean, I'm a bit too comfortable. But like Catherine, she grew up with no neighbours.
Aye, so she's used to that.
Biggest problem we had when we moved into our first place is that she could walk about.
I've seen her naked.
Nobody could see it through windies. And then when I grew up with neighbours, and then she's starting about. And they crazy and up to windies and all that, fixing the blinds and all that, doing a bit of dusting. I'm going, what the fuck are you doing? And she's like, oh, what's wrong? I was like, people can see you. And it's like, no, they can't. It's like, there's a rule, Catherine, see if you can see them.
Well, I say that, Louise.
They can see you.
So Louise grew up in like Foxbar, and also her back window didn't have empty. So she kind of walks by our room naked. And I'm like, we've got a lane right in front of our house. You know what it's like? And I'm like, Louise, people can see you. There's nobody there.
It's got to the point now where I don't care.
And I'm like, I'm the same. I'm like, see if somebody takes a picture and puts it online, you're in problem now.
Good on them.
But that's at the stage where we're at now. Where, as you said, we are getting too old. We are getting the old stage, but we're no fully old yet.
Aye, that's why I keep looking at people in their 40s. Well, people that are doing well in their 40s. That I mean, like as I said, social media, I follow the people and going like, do you know what, they're doing all right, so there's hope. You know what I mean, 40s, isn't it?
Well, I'm looking at my brother. My brother's at the stage now. His kids are older. So my brother's 9 years older than me, so he is 43, getting married this year in Cyprus to beautiful Michelle. They're having a great wedding over there. But he's at the stage, the last few years, they've been going on road trips doing the NCE 500.
NCE 500.
Done that, went in the hot tubs, they're away every weekend. You're going,
how did we do this for, by the way?
Okay, a wee bit left.
I'm
sure Cricky will chat with one thing and go, right, enough, get it done.
Done shit.
But he's at the stage now where he's in the 40, kids are a bit older and he's out and you're going, it's just saying you don't want to wish your life away, but you get a bit older, you're going, that age I think is that perfect age.
Get a bit of breathing space. It's like we're kind of no sacrificing because you've got all the memories with your weddings and family holidays, but like you gear up a wee bit. That's what my sister done it. Her first wedding when she was 17. So like she's had a wedding, she was pregnant for 10 years, more or less. And then now she's like, I'm too tired, I can't be arsed.
Well, that's it.
Whereas I've got 2 neighbours, Liz and Jim. Big shout out for Liz. Oh. She's mental.
But she is.
She's
Liz
76.
is such a great woman.
And on it, like they're out every weekend. They go to the bowling club, and I hear them coming at 2 in, pissed, getting into taxis. And they're in the mid 70s, 80s, and I'm like, I see them and go, that looks like that's what you're wanting.
I get that age where you can go, I'm getting out to get pissed, and I'm giving him getting pissed.
And she's some laugh. She's mental.
Oh, it must be great.
Like, but I feel older than them. I sit there going like, how can they do that? And I can't.
So as we're saying, they go to the bowling. It's a bit of kind of old person thing, the bowling club. So
it's like £2 a drink.
Well, it's £2 a drink. But we're at a stage where we're not getting it. But while we get to that stage, see we hit 50s, where mortgages are paid off and stuff like that, and we go spend money, let's just get and get pissed.
We're hoping.
Well, we've said that at the end of my speech at Craig's wedding, which we've not touched on. We'll touch on your wedding the next thing, because your wedding's a good story, like talking about some events and that. Plus you're at that age where we need to talk about marriages and stuff. The end of speech, Craig's speech, I did say we want to get a bachelor's. We don't want everyone misses.
We've always regretted no doing something with both of us.
So I think our 50s, that could be our age to get a bachelor pad. Let the missus do it. The kids are old enough, they can. Who is it? Do you know DeCampo? That's the chef thing.
Yeah.
He done a thing the other day that says, get it, the thing about my marriage, I'm like a single man, I only speak to my wife 20 minutes a day, and I'm going, he's a legend. That's inspiring. 20 minutes a day when you're that old, I would like that. 20 minutes a day.
I know.
How are you? I'm good. How are you? Good. Wake up a conversation.
That's to be held. So that'll be partnership in it.
So it's been a good episode so far. I'm going to ask you a question here. Who would you like to see in the podcast? Just any kind of person you'd like to... Like not like somebody out, like not outrageous, but like TikTok, anything like that.
Actually, I don't do much TikTok stuff.
Social media.
Who would I like to talk to?
Who would you like to talk to? Do you think would be a good laugh?
Scottish people.
Because Scottish, English, whatever you want.
I don't know. I'd like to. Do you know, anybody for Still Game.
That would be a good laugh.
Because I feel like they're like. I grew up watching them from what age? No, I mean,
remember we went to York and it was Tune the Fat song that was played all the time.
So I'm saying that I grew up watching the Tune the Fat. Even mention Tune the Fat to some people to go,
what's that?
What's that? I mean, and then you need to YouTube it.
And then you say Still Game, the guys that done Still Game done sketches. Oh, I've seen a couple of them.
So I'd like to we're talking about the older generation. So they're the kind of people that are like older generation, but they're part of everything they have.
But you can't do that nowadays.
I always wish they'd done a prequel to Still Game.
See
them, because they put wee snippets of like the new year and like stuff like that of them when they were in the French Force. See if they prequeled it and had them
working younger. And stuff like that.
Just like when they had their wives.
Yeah,
I think that'd been brilliant if they'd done like a wee season of them. Just like obviously they could do. What age are they? They could probably do their own. Could they?
What see, honestly, I think they kind of are getting to the age now. They're kind of looking to the.
They're looking like pension.
Well, you could do Jack and Victor. I'm big. You're tall. We could do it. We could do it.
But like they like I think that would be a cracking series. I always wish they'd done something. See when they left, they went away. And then came back. I kind of went, I wish they'd do like a wee prequel of their lives. Know what I mean?
That would have been a good
You're
show.
Just kind of getting the end. I know that's the whole point of Still Game. Still got a bit of part. Still got that in them. But I'd like to have seen them doing something before. So speaking to one of them would be brilliant. Good.
I am more on the social media side, as you know. I like my TikTok. And the one person I watch quite a lot of now would be, I think her name's Abby Taylor Brannigan. She does What Eating a Day. Some it's quite a lot of stuff.
Did you send me? I
send you something, right? So I like her stuff. She's just natural. Tells you what she eats in a day. It's like she's like kind of takeaways and stuff like that. Her and her boyfriend, because her boyfriend's quite funny as well. Like the both of them on. But I'd like to get her on because she's younger, but she gets a lot of hate. Like she's not doing any.
Is that the one you sent and she had like a shitload of it? It was a cheat day and it was like mega amount of stuff she ate.
Right.
I know what you're talking about.
That's it. But she gets a lot of hate for it, and she's not doing anything wrong. And the two of them are funny.
Just people think you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do that, but it's not harming them. So I would like to get her on because I think she'd be a good laugh. I think that would be a good thing for us. So
maybe mine's was a bit too optimistic then.
You could have ended
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
What's he been up to?
I've seen bonus. I could have ended probably Alan McCoy. You know how much I adore him, man.
Do you know what? Like.
Well, saying that, I like the open goal. I love podcasts.
So I'm not a big football fan, so I don't watch football. Like so I grew up playing football up to the age of 16, then realised it was a child's game, and then I left and got a job. So but see watching him, he's one of the best storytellers I think I've ever heard. See, I listen to him like a few snippets on like whatever Instagram, whatever, and I'm like, he could tell a story about anything. So fun.
Ali, if you're watching, you're more than welcome anytime. Might be a wee fanboy, but you're more than welcome. So we're kind of coming to the end of the podcast now. So. We've got a few guest lines up. We've already kind of got that sorted. So I'm looking forward to a few of them because it's going to be interesting.
So
next we'll probably have Martin on, my good friend, because he's got some stories. He went and lived in London.
Well, he's in a different same age as us.
Same age as us, like exact same age.
On a different path. He's in a different path. So we want to know if he's happy with his path.
Well, that's it.
Let's see.
So
because we kind of look at him sometimes and go, we want to do what
he's doing, but we can't. So we'll get him on, and we're on all the socials. So No Young No Auld, spelt the Scottish way you spell old, no OLD, AULD. That's the way we spell it. So we're on all socials. Give us a wee follow, and thanks for listening. And also we're taking on sponsors. So if anybody wants sponsors, we've got lots of friends with businesses. More than welcome. Contact your sign behind us. Let's have it. Find them on social media as well. And then they'll get back to you. Well, thanks very much for joining us, guys.
See you later.
Goodbye.